AI changes the logistics landscape. Well, joining us today to speak about that, Ray Roberts, Enterprise Sales Executive at Logiwa. Ray, it's great to see you once again. Welcome.
Thanks, Russell. Good to be here.
Ray, I think I can think of quite a number of challenges that the logistics industry is dealing with. I imagine pretty much anybody watching the video today could do the same thing. Give us sort of a laundry list of those hurdles that you feel the industry is grappling with. And more importantly, how is artificial intelligence helping the industry deal with all of that? What would you say?
Well, that's a great question. And I think that it's sort of a mixed answer, right? There's a lot of different things that even 6 months ago, up until a month ago, it was labor. And how is AI going to decrease my labor needs? And as we go further into that question, I think it's important to take a closer look at what is AI. Effectively, this is a set of data that's in a system, and there's an engine in that computer that tells it what to do based on the inputs it's been given. But at the end of the day, it's only as good as those inputs that it has. So if I'm a business and I deal a lot in ocean carriers for pharmaceuticals, I'm going to have a lot of data on that. But I can't pivot and turn that into oats and cookies, right? It's not the same type of logistics experience. So I think it limits our ability to use it extensively. And the key challenge there is going down the wrong path. You could decide to go down the AI path to solve a labor problem for a set of data that it doesn't have. And it's going to create a whole new set of challenges. So it's really guidance, I think, is the biggest overarching need that a lot of folks have when it comes to AI.
Now, I just heard you say it's going to change, et cetera. I guess my question is, are we not seeing it now to some extent? And what specifically are the challenges in logistics that AI has been or is now helping us to deal with?
Great question. So when you look at that, going back to the example I gave, I'm able right now in a lot of different softwares and companies out there to use an AI-enabled program that will tell me the best route possible to ship a set of goods from the time it's manufactured to the time it hits the shelf and you're going to go and buy it, right? But there's other things that are happening in there too with AI when it comes to autonomous vehicles. And I think there's a lot of opportunity in logistics. Now, it's not there now for the AI-enabled route planning and things like that. Can happen for certain folks, but not everybody. The example I gave where one company and the other aren't the same, that engine, that brain, it's not collective, it's a singularity. This company specializes in pharma. This company specializes in cereals. And they're different companies with their own proprietary information. Until it's collective, we're not gonna know. You can't extend that. But the autonomous vehicle is something that is here and is happening, and I don't think a lot of people understand that.
I want to jump to that because that's a very interesting area. I think most folks think that autonomous vehicles, this is something that really is not going to have wide application, because how does it work when you get into dense urban environments, et cetera? Is this only over the road for a short while or whatever? So give us some idea of how that's actually being implemented and what is the future, as you see it, of autonomous vehicles. What do you say?
Absolutely. So Russell, on the East Coast, nothing to worry about there. But if you're in Texas or California, newsflash, there are already autonomous trucks on your highways right now today. How they work, the driver picks them up from the dock. The complex inner city driving is done by a human, just how it is today. They go to the highway and they drop the truck off at a rest stop. They set it, forget it. The truck drives off all by itself. Nobody's in it. And it goes to its destination, and the same experience happens for the final mile. There's another company that is doing the same thing with cargo aircraft, and it's an electric cargo aircraft. It can hold 800 kilos. They're operating in Europe and a lot of places where remote villages where they don't have the ability to get to hospitals and things, so they carry medical supplies, and they land, and they offload, and they're set again, and it takes back off again. So these companies are already happening and already collecting data and already proving the model that it's effective, it's efficient, and it's safe.
And you do see this growing. You see that this is an industry that does indeed have a large future.
Absolutely, and I love America's truckers. We are short right now 50,000 drivers. My father's an over-the-road trucker, has been all of his life. My grandfather as well. So it's a special place in my heart for these guys and gals that are out there doing that job. It's hard work, but we're short and we're growing. And if the industries we're in are going to continue to grow, the labor pool isn't there, and it's not ever going to be there. We're already short.
Ray, that's a crucial question I want to get to. I want to talk about market shifts. And when you mention labor, let's face it, we've been talking about, as you said earlier, labor. You know, it was top of mind for folks. We were throwing money at it to try to get the labor that we needed, et cetera. That wasn't working. And if anything is top of mind right now, of course, it's AI, it's robotics, that sort of thing. Market shift, here's the question, where is it going next? What's your view?
My viewpoint on this is we're going to see an increasing amount of robots in warehouses because the labor shortage is only going to increase. The people that aren't working in warehouses today aren't going to wake up tomorrow and go, oh, gee whiz, I want to go work in a warehouse today. The labor market that we need isn't going to manifest itself. The robotics, there's a couple different companies that do SaaS model robotics. It's very inexpensive. If you compare that to a labor person versus a robot, you can bring the robot in and it still needs the human, right? We're not talking about replacing humans in the warehouse. It's augmenting the experience, reducing your walk paths, which is going to increase employee retention. And Russell, the warehouses I've been in that do have robots, the robots are named. They have party hats on for their birthdays and for Halloween. They dress them up. These are part of the family of the warehouse. It is a symbiotic relationship. And I think we're going to see that increase expeditionally.
Interesting market shift going on there. All right, now Ray, a final question. For the benefit of anybody who's watching who is not familiar with Logiwa, just what that is, what's the focus of the company? Walk us through that for just a moment. Tell us a little something about how you are enhancing the operations of your clients. What do you say?
Yeah, absolutely. So Logiwa is a warehouse management software. We're working with a lot of large 3PL networks today. The reason why folks would choose Logiwa is going to be that labor efficiency, the robotics integrations. We have several PhDs on our staff to help you understand your warehouse layout and is it the best way it can be. So we want to optimize the labor you do have and advise you on the robotics that you might need. And if you want to learn more about Logiwa, you can check us out at logiwa.com. There's also my YouTube, The Real Ray Roberts, and we have an Intangible Commerce podcast that's also on LinkedIn and Spotify. You can check us out.
Well, I must say that is very, very interesting. Great drill down. Thank you so much for meeting with us today.
Thanks, Russell.
Ray Roberts, Logiwa, speaking with us today about AI, about robotics in the warehouse, changing the logistics landscape. Thank you for watching.